No always talking. No always talking shit show.
Yo,
What's good?
it's your boy Talkin.
It's your boy Akeem Magic.
We back in tune with another session of the
Always Talking Shit Show. Podcast. What's good with you, man? How was your last couple of days since I seen you?
Same shit. Fucking irritated about near future changes, you know?
Yeah, I could dig it. Yeah, I've been dreading that. That's a whole another joint. I got a question because I was thinking about this, and then I know we're gonna kind of get through it today, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. I just had a thought. I'm like, man, I'm listening to the DA's indictment. I'm watching a clip where they're reading it. Shout out to Seti Nash because he's reading it verbatim. So I was clicking on that. Had it in the background this morning before I went off to the gym, and the media, law enforcement, and what would I say? The entertainment industry, right? So like the record labels, mass media, including the YouTubers and things like that of certain demographics. I don't want to start no YouTube beef, so I'm not going to call an individual out. But there's certain people that literally their whole, this black killing is lucrative to them. You know what I'm saying? They're getting money off of it, talking about it, breaking it down. They don't care if the feds turn around and use their videos and indict people. So that's the thing about safeguarding the culture, because we always get back, they safeguarding the culture. But it's just like, yeah, because now we didn't let a lot of you bozos in, and a lot of you niggas that normally in the 90s, 80s, you would have to see somebody about being a hip-hop media platform.
And you would be labeled
But think about
as
what
a
I just
whole
said.
cornball.
Think about the niggas that was doing media. Nigga, Angie Martinez was around them niggas. She's from the streets, from Brooklyn. She was around a lot. She knew these niggas. Like, that's why they would talk to her. You feel me? Now you got cats that don't even speak with an English dialect, and they can break down every gang beef in every major city, and that's their brand, and they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month off this brand of black killing. Meanwhile, in their city, there's a lot of that shit going on. In their culture, there's a lot of that shit going on. There's not a peep. People that look like them do this shit too, but there's not a peep. And so I was just asking myself, like, because it becomes a duality. Man, you'll argue about it. You'll jump up. Man, fuck that bitch. Man, fuck that DA she filed. I'm like, nah, but hold on, look at it from this way, man. Nigga, she's a DA. It's cops and robbers, nigga.
Right.
Her job is to put your ass in jail if you're doing crime. So we either going to have to say no black people can be DAs, or nigga, black young men need to be held accountable for the crime that they commit. When you have white DAs that don't give a fuck about that, they'll let the motherfucker slaughter the community and fuck the community up. Right? She's like, nigga, I'm from Los Angeles. Nigga, I'm not about to let y'all do to what the gangs did to Los Angeles.
To speak on your point, as much beef as they start, will they end it? No, because it's.
No, I wasn't saying if they're ended. Oh, okay, somebody else.
No, because there's big money in this shit. So for every person that would stand up and speak out against ending a beef, there's hella beefs that are going to be started for the simple fact that if these rappers want to get on, you're going to get on by talking about shooting the next man or shooting the next man. That brings me to you're going to. That's what perpetuates mainstream music media now.
I'm glad
is the radio play of it. Motherfuckers could talk that conscious shit all day. We got motherfuckers like Big Crit out there, Earth Gang, J. Cole, Kendrick, all these people. And if you look at Kendrick's and J. Cole don't even get very much radio play, but still goes platinum. He don't need it, which is great. But that just goes to show you that the mainstream part of it is always going to be geared towards drill music, violence, starting beef, having beef. It ain't ending the beef. Don't do nothing. Game and 50 Cent ended their beef. They end up beefing again. It's a reoccurring cycle that we gotta stop, but it's hard to stop.
Okay, so you took me to a spot. That's what I was trying to really ultimately get to. We're talking federal RICO indictments. You're saying these subsidiary record labels are now gangs and criminal enterprises. Now, I'm not arguing if they are or not. Right. That's not my argument, because we know niggas jump out the porch, make a couple $1 million, and they want to be Scarface. They want
to be gangster.
I come on this platform every day and chastise niggas like that.
Nigga, athletes do
right?
Shit.
A lot of people do, right? Shit. Not just our culture. It happens across the board. People get money and get criminal all of a sudden, right? Or live out their fantasies of having another life. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm not here arguing guilt or innocence on any of these indictments. But what I'm saying is, in what world of indictments have we lived in where the company that's making billions of dollars off the company that's making millions, but the company that's making millions has been dubbed by the federal government a criminal enterprise. Yep. How in the fuck is the subsidiary company?
Gang crime.
How is the subsidiary company like the Universal Music Groups and Sony and shit like that? How are they escaping?
Yeah, how are they not liable?
Any liability? Because what I will say is this:
they're putting the music.
What I will say is this: if Rock Nation got hit with a RICO, everybody involved with they'll be coming after Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. You signed with Rock Nation. How much money did it come in? They'll come after everybody that has anything to do with Rock Nation. Yeah. Right? Jay-Z's going to jail. There's nobody on Rock Nation that can get hit with it. That's why he told Casanova, like, hey, yo, it's true what they saying? Before he got hit, he was like, bro, you out here in the streets?
He's like, nigga, I can't be a part of that.
Hey, you employing street niggas that you used to be in the same gang with? I told you. Dead that. Hey, my nigga, you get pinched, it's a dub. I did my part. Yep. I signed you to my label, nigga, with one song. Made you a millionaire off one song. Because you was a kid from Brooklyn. Like, so that tells you, like, nigga, Jay was in the streets. It's something about these niggas that we know have documentation was in the streets that kind of grew up, cleaned their life, realized that was some corny shit, but I could use that skill set over here and get money legally And then we see like we was just talking about off camera. It's like they done made Puff and Hove and Nas and them corny to these young niggas. Mm-hmm. They done made Baby and them corny to these young niggas. Like, Young Thug is the boss. Mm-hmm. The nigga that's on the cover with a dress on, nigga. Because they gonna learn his ass in prison about this street shit, about this alpha male culture.
Right.
There's a lot of niggas from the 80s and 70s in prison that did not appreciate, nigga, I got grandkids out there. And you the #1 rapper on the charts right now and they with a dress on? You gonna them put a dress on you?
Niggas don't even like actors that let motherfuckers put a dress on.
You running around here calling men bae and all that type of shit. You playing into that other thing that's going on, right? That other movement that sometimes don't always mesh meld with the liberation movement that hip-hop was founded in. You brung this up, and I thought you was crazy. I'm like, nigga, yeah. But then the more I think about it, I'm like, damn. If they could justify Gunna being a part of this RICO, you can justify off the same premise Jack Harlow being a part of this RICO.
Yep.
And when the reporter asked the black DA, hey, why didn't y'all arrest Jack Harlow? This motherfucker running around the city doing all the same. He with them niggas. Like, we seen it.
Oh, we don't want to get too sexy. and
He's rapping about it. She said, we don't want to reach too far. Mm-hmm. Jack Harlow got an album coming out. They pairing him with Drake. They got him at the motherfucking Kentucky Derby. He big fish right now. They pushing him.
Yeah.
We can't have him get caught up in a RICO, and he white. That's gonna make the media pay attention to the RICO. And when you start reading the indictment, you like, yo, hold on. These niggas might be dumb, and I might disagree with some of these young niggas and the shit that they do. I might have already said out my mouth, these niggas fucking up the culture. They gonna fuck the bag up. Mm. But the reaching that's going on to indict young black men for 50 years to life imprisonment, I'm like, bro, if you gonna give niggas life, you should have more than that. And if you don't, go get it. Because I'm tired of y'all having there's white dudes that go in and shoot up a whole fucking grocery store of black people. Say he did it because that's where majority of the black people had to drive 2 hours to do it. Apologizes to a white guy because he almost shot him. So there's no crazy going on. There's this cognitive shit. He got, here's your reparations written on the butt of the gun. He got buck broken. He has these flash words, right? These trigger words. So he knows what he's doing. There's very little outrage nationally about that. There's misframing of it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of talk about mental health and mass shootings, right? Which is good talking points. Nothing that says, yo, black Americans are the only Americans that face these type of attacks.
Right.
You don't get to use the fact that some black Americans kill each other to justify not protecting black people that are descendants of Aboriginal African slaves that built this country for free, that can trace their lineage to this country longer than anyone. I stand on that. Mm-hmm. You don't get to do that to us, but a lot of people do that to us. You know what I'm saying? That's why we was talking about last time, like, man, we don't even talk about other cultures' gangs that are in the country.
Triads and
cartels. Different, like, I mean, the cartels get glorified in movies and shit. Nigga, like, they don't. How do you think any black dude in America gets a kilo of cocaine?
Yeah, we don't.
Who the fuck you think he getting it from?
We don't got no ties to Colombia.
But we stand on no snitch culture, so it ain't like we pointing the finger at them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We just wondering how, if you arresting if Young Thug, where's he getting his drugs from? Because, see, that's the thing. When they break these things down, that's typically what they do. You don't get to stop at the rapper.
Yeah, you got to
be like, oh, well, he rapped about this and he rapped about that. Well, where it's at, though? Mm-hmm. Hey, what young millionaire between the age of 16 and 35 don't have a large quantity of whatever drug of their choice is in their house?
Right.
It's dangerous being a multimillionaire celebrity trying to buy some weed. You're not going to buy that. I remember Rasheed Wallace and Stoudemire. Mouse, though. Little Stoudemire. You know what I'm talking about?
Not Amari, Damon.
That's why I was about to say Amari, too. That's why I said that. Damien Stoudemire. I remember they was on the Portland Trailblazers. They got pulled over driving back-to-back, but I guess these niggas started racing, doing some young millionaire shit. They in Range Rovers. Pulled over, they each got like 3.5 pounds of weed. The DA initially tried to book them for like selling weed. This happened to I lost his name, but another NBA player recently, Zach Randolph. Damn. Zach Randolph, right before he kind of like retired from the league. I think it caused him to get traded from Memphis to Sacramento. I think he ended his career in like Sacramento or some shit like that because he got caught with basically a trunk full of weed. And I was just like, man, at the end of the day, like they didn't get criminally charged because it makes sense.
Nigga,
You're a multi-millionaire.
We're rich. You know how much weed we gonna have at the house, nigga?
Bro, if Spotify gave us a multi-million-dollar deal,
got pounds at the house,
and we own just exclusively Spotify, and we got the like right to just, fam, it's a jar of fire right here.
Right. Every show. Nigga,
What you talking about? Hey, what you talking about,
you might
bro?
hear
Like,
the turkey bag rustle whenever under the.
but this is the thing though. What American doesn't think rich multi-million-dollar Grammy-nominated winning artists don't have some kind of large quantity of drug of their choice in their home?
Right.
I don't even think we honestly as a culture think that's criminal. Because we don't think about where it comes from. Because to do that, you would have to criminalize people that they don't intend to criminalize.
Like the nigga who killed Mac Miller.
Oh, you killed Mac, though.
Yep.
We got to come get you.
Got him quick and up out of there.
Fam, yeah, that's crazy. How do you trace that?
Phone.
This is another thing, though. Oh, yeah, shit.
They made the deal over the phone, so all they had to do.
Yeah, you got it. That's pretty easy.
That was slam dunk, nigga.
And so that leads me into this, though. It's just like the new message is like, bro, like the 90s rappers was trying to tell niggas, but they didn't get the message. When Pac died, a lot of people took on the thug life mantra and not the revolutionary.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like niggas read more books because Pac died and he read a lot of books. They just quoted the shit that Pac said and construed it however they wanted, interpreted it however they wanted, and that's what they live by. Oh, I fuck with Pac. Niggas will kill you, shoot at you saying something bad about Pac.
Yeah.
And never thought, I wonder I should read the books that Pac talked about reading. Nip. Motherfuckers that hurt you about Nip. Nip told the world every book he read. I wonder how many of his fans went and read those books. You know what I'm saying?
20%.
So it's just one of those things that, like, we got to hold ourselves accountable because I heard somebody say it in one of these chat lines, man. When do we, as a community, decide, are we for the criminal or against the criminal? We start confusing revolutionaries and radicalism with criminal. See, they used to criminalize us trying to vote. They used to criminalize us trying to have basic American rights, right? So, yeah, fuck the tag criminal, right? But at the same time, fam, like, you think Malcolm and Martin was taken up for niggas that was running around the street selling heroin?
Hell no.
You think that if a nigga running around the street selling heroin got his ass beat by the cops, that's who they was about to go do a march for? No, they wasn't. But we done got to a point where that's why they do that. Like, it's a duality. On their side, that's why the first thing they do, cop accidentally kills a teen. Oh, shit, it looks like this was a bad kill. Does he got to have a record? Do we have any pictures of him holding a gun? How do we criminalize him? Did he ever quote a vicious rap lyric? Like, they go after that. You know what I'm saying? But when I was a kid growing up, it was like, bro, you want to play ball? That's cool. You want to go to school and do science? That's cool. You want to do music? That's cool. Oh, man, you going to be a hustler, huh? Hey, man, you probably shouldn't do that. You know that just ends in jail or death, even if you make it successful for a short-lived time, right? That's what I always heard in the hood. And I heard that a lot of times from hustlers and gang members and niggas that you probably wouldn't get advice from.
The niggas who've been doing it already.
Right.
Don't wish they would.
Bro, every gang member I walked past going to school as a kid told me to stay in school. Even some of them used to get at me about being late. I remember when I moved to Reno, bro, I used to think about some of those cats when I was walking to school kind of late. Like, that's funny, man. The nigga be on the corner right now telling me to hurry up. You know what I mean? So then, like, you're not going to see that depicted in a movie about gangsters. the 90s is the last generation of music that depicted that type of pseudo-intellectual, street-savvy, semi-murderous, poetic MC. Like, you know, you're not running up on Nas.
Right.
Ask Snoop about that.
Yeah.
You're not running up on Nas. Nas was never not as tough as Tupac. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different, like, ain't nobody running up on Common either. Common wasn't ducking nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Cube won that Common shot right back. So we all come from the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is like, dog, I was thinking about, there's no black American urban media outlets that are on a major scale, that are booking millions of dollars in ad revenue, et cetera, et cetera.
Not that we own.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. That's a problem.
Right.
Because, nigga, if you go to Kenya, if you go to Austria, if you go to the Sudan, nigga, if you go to fucking Germany,
Any other country.
that's not gonna. You ain't gonna have that. Like, nigga, what you talking about? You go to any other tribe of people, it's not going. You're not gonna have that type of access. You know, I'm listening to this chick, man. I don't remember her name, but she's like a A&R type. She's worked in the industry for 20-some years, so she's on this panel. They got her on a panel about, it's like a Black Lives Matter themed panel, right? Now, I'm not saying an Asian woman can't have an opinion, but this is a panel on the struggle for black freedom and liberation, black mistreatment. The Asian community has mistreated and misused the black community here in America as well. And if you're not speaking from that standpoint, or not even going to address that, why are you up there? Because you worked at Def Jam for 25 fucking years? So now a motherfucker can be close to a music and now be an expert on a black culture and speak out and give critique on a black culture.
Right.
You hear all these public stereotypes about black men. That's cool. We understand the racist history. But that's not just coming from white people. It's not just coming from white-owned media outlets and shows.
Right.
Shit, nigga, the Shade Room don't posting positive shit about black Americans. Shade Room ain't owned by black Americans. Neither is Gossip, neither is none of that shit. So when you start pulling the layers back, you start looking at some of these people, you vote for Congress and you vote for fucking state legislature, and you start pulling these layers back, they don't even fuck with you. They don't acknowledge you. There definitely is no sense of sisterhood, brotherhood, camaraderie there. And this all trickles down because you look up and you be like, oh, Sony Music Group has a black head of A&R department because he can get in the room and talk to you.
Right.
They could throw some Timbs on him in a hoodie and a chain and a watch.
And yeah,
and
right.
you feel, as a black American, we're trained to, like, man, we know what the struggle is. Like, come on, brother, you gonna hold me down? I'm gonna fuck with you. And then they put it in the ear, like they'll tell a young producer like you, like, yo, man, you hot, bro. Like, and I know Ye want to sign you. You hot. I know Jay want to sign. You hot. I know Dre want to sign. But man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. You don't want to get signed to no artist. See, they play that role on the black music executive because most black music executives that are great made themselves that.
Right.
They didn't come in because they didn't get the opportunity to come in and work their way up to prove that, right? They like, I'll sign you. I think even right now, there's like only one executive in all of music that's black that has the power to outright sign an act without anybody signing off on it. Like, yeah, I don't know. Think about when you hear some of these legendary dudes that was already doing legendary shit that built the culture, made it $1 billion phenomenon, and there's somebody that can't tell you who's hot or not signing off on what they signed off. Look what Irv Gotti had to do to get DMX signed. You think this is a nigga that brung us Hove and X and Ja.
You would just.
Why wouldn't you just listen to him?
Have green light all day.
Fuck you mean he got to ask a room, dare I say,
Full of white people.
Full of non-members of the culture. Because look, if country music ain't a culture and rock music ain't a culture, hip-hop music ain't a culture. You don't get to be hip-hop friendly. You know what I'm saying? Vote Republican, live in a fucking Republican-ass neighborhood, live a Republican-ass lifestyle in the sense of non-black when I say Republican. Non-urban. But I worked at, I can't think of his name. Some motherfucker was an A&R for Def Jam. He was an A&R for Geffen, like all these big record companies for years. Worked at a radio station, Hot 97 or something like that. Was a non-black person, and got pulled out. This is horrible reporting at all, but we ain't no fucking news network.
Yeah, I
figure it
know who
out,
you're talking to.
and y'all figure out what I'm talking about. But dude got outed as being like basically a white supremacist. He was in like some kind of like, I can't say white supremacist 'cause I don't know if he was white, but it was like an anti-black like hate group.
Right.
And I'm like, bro, you've made millions of dollars off hip hop culture, off black kids' culture, off little black kids rhyming about how hateful this country is to them. You got to become a millionaire, and none of them looked at you and thought that you didn't belong or you couldn't be around because you didn't look like them, and you had all that hate for them this whole time. So sometimes I'll be asking myself, when we see the culture and like members of this culture, people that are fans of the culture, people that mean well in this space, when they be like, oh man, this shit is fucked up, like, woo. We never talk about why and be truthful about why.
Right.
And I'm just like, man, I'm looking at a DA to record label to prison pipeline. Just like they created the school to prison pipeline. You know, in certain cities, a black kid 8 years old gets in trouble with the teacher, they call the police to come get him, not his parent. And that's a thing. Like, we got to pay attention to that.
Nigga, Reno does that now.
Well, I believe it.
Reno calls the police and you got to go
believe
get your kid from juvenile hall. They don't just let you come get him.
Criminalizing them right out of school.
Yep.
So now because your kid got into a little spat with a kid, and I think about it, we're all sending our kids to school with different shit in their head. There's racist people sending little racist kids to school with black and Latino kids and Asian kids. You know what I mean? There's whatever type of racist you are. Right. I don't want to just put it only on white people. There's all type of racists. So whatever phobias you have. There's a kid at a school right now that identifies as something other than his natural birth sex. And he's at school vying for acceptance. And you got a fucking anti-trans household. Why wouldn't they get into a fight? But because of that, you sending these babies, these kids, to jail.
Right.
That doesn't not go on their record. You know what I'm saying? You know how many people were like shitty elementary kid students?
Yeah. And
grew up to be great people? Most people.
Nigga, I was a shitty student throughout school, nigga.
Most people. Some people, that shit ain't, you're not built for the
education
indoctrination
system,
of the education system. It's not that your parents don't want you to get educated. It's not that you're not taught to receive education. It's who's doing the teaching. I had a teacher admit to me after I was running a group home, my young adult life. I had to sit down with her on behalf of one of my students who I was his guardian. She admitted to me, like, damn, you know what's crazy? You used to intimidate me. I was a fucking 15-year-old horny kid that thought he was going to the NBA. What did I do to you? I ain't do shit to you. I was looking at every girl that came in class thinking like, and I liked your class. I actually did work in your class, got an A. So like, I don't get it. I never cursed at you, never yelled at you, never was late. We've never had an altercation. Why were you intimidating? And I remember one time I needed to do some extra credit work because I had left for Oregon for a basketball trip, and she literally just gave me the grade. I thought she was just being cool based on my track record. And she told me, because she stood me up. And my mom was like, did you go meet with, I almost said her name, but you want to go whoop, 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 right? And so I was like, yeah, I went by there, man, but she wasn't there. And, of course, moms gave me the side eye because, that was those excuse years. Like, yeah, man, you give me any chance to wiggle.
It's like, I really went there.
Don't go to the fucking bathroom, nigga. Right. I walked in, she wasn't there, hey. I did my part, Mom's like, I tried to get it, you know what I mean? So it's one of them things. She admitted it to me, and she did it so, like, openly that it ran past me. It wasn't a while later that I thought about that and was like, damn.
That's fucking crazy.
Imagine that, though. Nigga, I was a good kid. Nigga, there's no teacher other than, like, arguments and debates on the subject matter that can ever really say they had a problem with me. I even had a teacher write in my yearbook that I was the most disrespectful, student she never had. Like, in her opinion, I was disrespectful to, like, my opinion is different. I didn't come from a household where I couldn't question anything. You know what I'm saying? Really, the only people I can question is my damn parents. Mm-hmm. But other than that, oh, you have Bible study, son? Ask your Bible school teacher. Because I would ask her a question like, that's a good question for that. Man, I'm writing in there with the adults, getting kicked out of class. No, nigga, just listen to what we tell you and recite what we tell you. And if you can do that, you're a good boy. Yeah, you're a good student. Everybody, some people, the core of them doesn't allow them to do that. But we live in a society that makes you feel like if you don't do that, you're the one that's not successful. You didn't do enough to be successful.
Nigga, did you know they said most politicians in just politicians period have like a middle school to early high school reading level?
I will even go further. I agree with that. I believe that. Majority of them don't know how the government is ran. I'm gonna be honest with you, and let's just have a real conversation. Because I heard a group of immigrants speaking. One was an immigration lawyer. She made a great point. She said, I come from a country where, in Guyana, I think she said, $1 in America is $200 there. She said, so when I came in, she got to go in, because she's black, she got to go to a black college on scholarship that gets money from the government for allowing international students. So she got in, got to go to school, pay for boom, all that, right? America's a beautiful place if you pimp it right. Now she has a practice working with immigration, working with immigrants, getting, citizenship, and illegal immigrants that get caught, and, she does what she does, right? Well, her argument was, why would any black American, no matter what black Americans did to fight for the allowment of non-white immigrants to come to the country? She said, do you think that these poor immigrants that are coming from these broken places that are trying to escape the same shit that you're trying to bring yourself out of here, sometimes they will deem even worse? She said, do you think they stop and study up on the history of America and the mistreatment of black indigenous people before they come? No. And a lot of times they're instructed to stay away from you and your organizations. They don't even know what you've done for them. They tell their kids, you stay away from the Akata, you stay away from the Zaire, you stay away from these black, lazy black Americans. I just want to say, how does a tag get placed on a person that's, well, we're not even going to go, that'll take us somewhere else. Yeah. But she broke down a number that made me kind of cringe, because you know what the industry I'm in. She said in all union and construction jobs, she said 20 to 30% of the workers are undocumented. Well, that's a problem, because I don't care if you're Latin, black, Asian, Hispanic, white. If you're a naturalized American citizen, there should be some protection from that for you. If that's a job market that's hot, that we all are licensed in, but the problem is getting work, there's more work, allegedly. I mean, there's not enough work for the workers, but then you realize that there's a nice percentage of them shouldn't even legally be able to have the job in the country. But you allow these corporations and these construction companies to lowball them, which is hot, like she said, where I'm from, $1, $200 over there. You do the math. I can go home a millionaire. Working at fucking Burger King for 15 years if I play it right. And she said the goal is always to go back home and fix their shit up, do their thing.
Right.
With that, we understand that. You see how you just said, right? That makes sense to you, right? Because you're thinking logically and you're not being biased. But as an FBA person, right? Shit, as an Irish American that's been here however many long, like since the 1800s or some shit like that, right? Say that.
Right.
Say an Italian American has been over, whatever. Let's just, we won't take it off our people, even though it's never that. You don't understand why there's contention? They just said like they're spending like $40 million a day on this situation where you have the migrants that were separated from the parents. And a lot of issues that's not being spoken about is that, I don't like the term because it's derogatory, but the term is anchor baby, right? A person that decides for whatever reason, my child has a better life or a better chance, or maybe our family, right, has a better chance of doing well. Drop my kid off close to this border, give him the instructions. This is what I got for you. Good luck.
Jesus Christ.
See, this is the thing. You have children.
Right.
I'm, part guardian of my nephew, nigga. That's like my son.
I could never, nigga.
What did I tell you?
Just
Wait.
drop him
when
off.
we do this show.
All right, there you go, bro.
When we do this show,
This is the best I could do.
What do I say to you? What do I say to you? I'm like, yeah, bro, shit different now. When we do shows and I gotta go pick up little man, I might be rushing through the end and we gotta cut some shit short because if I'm not there at a certain time, who do they call?
CPS.
Child Protective Services. If a parent of 5 takes his kids to the fucking amusement park and let them run around with 6 other kids that he brung over with another car for 2 hours, he's tired, he's delirious, he's worked his little 60 hours to be able to even live in this country, right? He leaves one fucking kid by mistake. And that kid gets to security.
That's over.
And they'll be trying to put this man in jail, this woman in jail, in this country.
Child neglect like a motherfucker.
My mother's a social worker, retired. I worked in social services. I ran group home. Anybody that knows me knows that I used to do that. Let me tell you something. This country don't play about parents supposedly neglecting their children.
They don't, not at all.
There's parents that borderline had neglective situations.
But hold on. But we won't protect our kids from school shootings.
We getting there. We're gonna get there.
Like, how the fuck?
That's coming right next. Ooh,
how
stay
the
there.
Fuck
We
does that
connected
work,
right now.
My nigga, like,
we potting because you right.
But we don't.
So, but let me just finish this and then I'll give it to you because look, that's what I was ultimately kind of getting to as well. Is that like so you have all these different things where you wonder why we all these American people are like, man, it's kind of the country's crazy now. Yeah, because respectfully, you have people that are coming here benefiting on everything that the poor man and woman, the black man and woman, the minority, the LGBTQ, all these people fighting for equality and rights and laws. There's a sector of people that come here, they see that, they're like, okay, well, we don't got that over here. And rather than fight and do this shit, do what they're doing over here, the easier thing to do is we gonna go over there. Our corporations have figured out like, y'all want us to not only let white people come to the country, then fine. We'll let these people come in and undermine you as workers. It pits us against each other, right? Nobody really wants to have a conversation. They're saying this kid that did this shooting wasn't here legally. I don't know the truth of that.
That nigga was born in he's born in Delaware.
Yeah, I don't know the truth. I don't know the truth. That's what I'm saying.
Nah, it's already come out. Boy was born in Delaware and moved to Texas where the shit happened at. That nigga's from here.
You see?
Nigga got
the misinformation campaign.
Delaware birth certificate, nigga.
Then they tried to say he was an LGBTQ member, which means nothing.
Nothing.
Like, and I thought to myself, like, why
they just keep
going out of their way to identify that we live in a country where a demented person could do that.
They don't want to have to come after gun laws. And they're coming to a point where it's like, these niggas really might come take this shit.
Well, dog,
they're going to have, it's
not
have
about,
to, bro.
no,
like,
that's what kills me about this debate. It don't have to be that. If you take the emotion out and just get commonsensical, we have gun laws. We're founded on being a country that you can arm yourself, protect your land, property, and family. That don't have to go nowhere. But fam, when you realize it's always systemic racism. They didn't have no problem with guns in this country when we were trying to figure out how does a 16-year-old kid in Compton get a Uzi?
Right.
With an extendo clip. Where are they coming from?
Dropping them off.
But now we got proof that the fucking government was dropping these guns off in known gang neighborhoods. So you're a gang member.
And I didn't know a 19-year-old could go get assault rifles and shit. I thought that was 20. Well, I know in Nevada you got to be 21 to get an assault rifle and a pistol. You can get a shotgun and shit at under 18 or 18 and 20 under.
You get every other gun at 18.
Yeah.
Think about that. Motherfuckers tell you that your insurance got to be sky high as a boy at 18. Because y'all motherfuckers is off the handle and uncontrollable.
But I can go
and
get me
do
a
wild
pistol
shit
right now.
Hey, but right here in Walmart, next to the toy aisle, come over here. You can get a gun.
Get you a shotgun.
Fam, gamers and shit. I'm gonna say this, my man. Games and shit like that. I'm not an anti-gamer. I'm gonna say this, just like I had to come to this realization about hip hop and music. I was the guy when I was a kid, and I heard people talking about this music and was gonna turn the community. Now I'm laughing at them. They sound stupid. It's music. Ah,
Right.
I heard, nigga, what's that shit, nigga, killing all the. Hey, basically, nigga, the DA called the shit murder rap.
Yep.
She wouldn't call it drill. She said, "Oh no, this is murder rap. They murder people and rap about it." I never foreseen that.
Right.
So I didn't know at 13 that like that would possibly happen. And if I liked that form of music and lived in that lifestyle, that I might be like, "Oh, okay, I'm with this." Right. I heard somebody call in and say, Jacksonville, Florida is the place that drill music was created for. And it just had to find it. They never caught on and on the other waves of rap. But one of the main reasons is hip hop wouldn't really fuck with Jacksonville is because, nigga, you're going to get killed out there. And now, nigga, like, they popping. They got all these multi-million-dollar young rappers that nobody heard of. Where they getting these deals from? Why are they getting these deals? How is it so hard for talented motherfuckers to get deals? And you listen to all these motherfuckers on their little Vlad interviews. How'd you get kid into music? It'd be the wildest story. Like, everybody got a one-off. It'd be just wild shit. Like, oh, man, my man's got shot, and we just did a video and rapped about it from the hospital bed. And shit, when we got out the hospital, we had a bidding war. And I signed for like $4 million. Like, nigga, they doing that on purpose.
See, I don't know if the hate is taught at home, because
in which way? You mean like race?
I don't know, because I don't know what she's speaking of right now. I don't know if she's speaking to
Oh,
rap
your
or if she's
community. Oh, okay, my
speaking
bad.
to the shootings and shit that we see.
Dante, what up?
Because if you're referring to the shootings, I can't say it's at-home teachings, because the Columbine shooters, their parents were just regular-ass white folks and went to work and did all that shit. Them boys was just bullying some crazy shit they decided to do.
Didn't they get indoctrinated on the internet? That's when the internet was new, right? And the chat groups and shit.
Yeah, they were just bullied and
dog,
they were on some hateful shit.
The indictments say, nigga, they going through like Young Thugs and them text message, email, fucking inboxes. And I'm saying, so you got kids that, okay, I'm the kid that's about to go shoot up my whole school. What do? Right? I guess I'll jump on the internet. I need to go get a gun. They have all this, and I'm just like, man, y'all so busy checking rappers because they do ignorant shit that piss y'all off. I get it. You working your ass off, your favorite dream cars or sports car, and you know that if you work 20, 30 years on the force and you get your $1 million pension, you can get that car. And you see this 16-year-old kid doing some stupid shit in it with $1 million worth of jewelry in his teeth, and you don't understand it. You're getting mad at it. But that can't be the focus of the fucking FBI, fam. When we got kids being murdered by kids, by terrorists, by homegrown terrorists.
So she's speaking to the shootings. It just depends on the shooting. You can't say it's all hate across the board. Sandy Hook was just somebody who decided to go shoot up a school.
No, that's not true.
What was Sandy Hook about?
Bro, this motherfucker was mad at his mom, and he said that she cared about those kids more than him.
No, but what I'm saying is she's saying he learned that hatred from them kids, from from the parents. Or I'm going from what she's saying. See, you got to speaking to her again.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Yeah, Sandy Hook was mad at his mom for being a teacher there and caring about the kids. The mom didn't teach him any hate towards them kids. This dude yesterday.
But that is surface level. We don't know what happened. This
dude. But she's saying like, did he fuck them kids, fuck them black kids at that school? Go, you know what I'm saying? She's talking as far as like, it's the racist parents teaching racism to the kids, and the kids are crazy doing crazy shit.
Yeah, two things could be true. Yeah, no, go ahead.
I'm just saying it's got to be case by case, because yesterday there's no racially motivation for that at all. This dude was just wild.
Hey, I like to withstand from that.
Dude was like Salvadorian or something.
But this is the thing that gets tricky. We have to understand there's a such thing as a white as a white Latino.
For me, I don't see this coming out as a hate crime. I don't see this dude having a manifesto about him being a fucking racist and that he learned this shit from his parents. It might come out as his parents are normal as fuck.
That's very likely.
Usually with these school shootings, it's not parent driven. It's not parental hate being taught to the kids and the kids go shoot the school up. The kids have a problem going on at the school. Certain situations, I don't know what old boy's problem yesterday was. I think that we could argue both. Like both could be true. Sandy Hook, he was mad at his mom who worked at Sandy Hook. He shot the school up that she worked at because he was mad at the kids that she taught.
That's what came out. But at the same time, when you look at
the nigga who did Buffalo, there's a whole racist manifesto. I don't know who his parents are, so
but I'm just saying, like, so that we don't like collude these things. Yeah. Two things could be true. First off, a lot of times, hey, I'm sorry, fam. if you raise a kid that puts in time and energy in your home under your motherfucking IP on the internet and goes and commits mass murder, nobody's wrong for questioning your parenting.
That's just bad parenting, but that's not teaching hate to your child.
That might not be teaching
but you're letting your child
hate and racism
hate.
gets tricky. I'm not saying it has to be racism, and I'm not speaking for her.
Right.
I just want to like separate the two, like, yeah, because I could be a hateful person that's always speaking hateful about others and a piece of shit type person, but it's also a law-abiding citizen that's raising my kid that hasn't really got a time, that hasn't really fully communicated that with my kid. Right. And now my kid kind of like enacts that, and he kind of, he don't like these motherfucking gay kids. He don't like these other biracial kids. He don't like these type of Latino kids. Like,
because if we go back to like one of the first,
it gets tricky.
If we go back to the first national shooting at a school that we all remember, that we all grew up, Columbine was done by 2 kids who got bullied. They were racist.
It was the first shooting of its kind.
And but they were. If you look at their parents and their home, it wasn't a racist home. From what they showed. I just think that's a strong statement. It's not easy to. It's not far fetched to think that somebody comes from a white home that's not white supremacist, but has their own views towards black people.
Of course.
That the parents don't share.
Right. That's why I said two things could be true. I'm just not speaking.
I don't pin Columbine on the parents. I pin that on 2 kids who couldn't figure the fuck out how to fight the fucking bully.
So this is my thing. Because when you watch all these documentaries,
let me cut you off one more time. Let's go back to bad parenting. It is bad parenting on their parents' part. For the simple fact of how are you making pipe bombs?
Now you're talking both sides.
No, I'm not.
Because you're saying you're not blaming the parents, but now you're going into
I don't blame the parents for the teaching of hate. I blame the parents for the fucking negligence to see that their kids were on some crazy shit.
So in my opinion, just hearing you say that, the way I interpret it is, there is dualities, bro. Everything don't have to be so absolute.
Right.
The parents play culpability. Nigga, Jalen can make a noise over a noise that you normally hear without you being like, hey, what the fuck you doing? Like, nigga, you'll run off this show on camera and run upstairs if my nephew in here hear a weird noise.
Right.
So, what are we talking about? A pipe bomb, fam? Go look at the house. Nigga, y'all didn't grow up the Kardashians, nigga. No, you was just in a regular ass house, fam. Like, and you made the bomb with no mistakes? I'm just saying. A lot of motherfuckers is cowards, and just like people live through their kids to be a boxer, a basketball player, or a beauty queen, some of them live through their kids to do shit they ain't had a heart to do. It's a motherfucking fact, fam.
That's right. Yeah.
We just seen a sister popping off with some young kids, took her kids there, and then got her daughter smoked. And you see her face like, oh, shit. But you was a sucker when you was a kid. You wasn't beating.
She just got life, too, right?
I don't know, probably. Should have. You walked your daughters. You went and got your kids and made them come fight some other kids, and it didn't. Where they was like, we already fought you.
Way, right?
Yeah, we already fought you. Like, we're not fighting them.
It didn't go your way.
So now this is the thing. This where it gets tricky, fam. This shit. I heard my mom say this a long time ago. She said, "Man, y'all kids don't come with directions." So you take a little bit of the shit that you went through as a kid and what you experienced from your parents. Most parents, if they being honest, will tell you the shit they don't like about their parents. They don't implement in their house. They rarely be like, I hated that about my mom. I hated that about my dad. But I see where it kind of worked because I am this. A lot of times they'll give themselves credit for that. Disregard the fact that, yeah, my mom didn't play that. You had to do homework at the table. You had to do whoop, 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 certain things, right? And then they don't do that to their kids. And then they be scratching their head when they kids are getting older and be like, man, y'all kids today. A lot of parents that don't do that, they'll blame it on, like, general children. Like, kids run the world. Like, y'all kids today don't listen. Like, no, your kids don't listen.
My kids listen just.
That's what I'm saying. The parents I be around, when they get at their kids, they listen. Your kids don't listen. Oh, you can't tell these kids nothing. Fuck you mean? I'm a grown-ass man. It's shit that I don't do right now, but my mom, like, hey, will you do this? She know I don't want to do it. She's getting that till she's gone, bro. That there's some, you know what I'm saying? Certain shit your parent can ask you, nigga, that you know you gonna swallow for your parents. Pause. Like, that don't ever leave. You can't do that. If you can't do that with a motherfucker that's 12, what Chris Rock say, man? Hey, man, raise your kids, before they rob me in 20 years. That generation that got old now.
It's here.
No, that generation it's past. We the generation that raise your kid before one of us pop their ass. Nigga, because I'm not playing with you little ass unruly. I grew up and survived the crack 80s, nigga. I'm not, nigga, that's what landed me in Reno. I'm not about to fuck out of here. You know what kind of migrations was happening? Y'all, nigga, you from Detroit. Families was picking up their kids like, yo, this shit is crazy out here. I don't know where. Yeah, we going over there, nigga. Vegas. Vegas, yeah, I went there once.
The West Coast?
I went there once, man. And then, because, you know, and then niggas had to learn that shit ain't so peachy over here neither in certain ways, but it's just different. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I just wanted to raise that as an issue. Like, you look at the pipeline, you can see it now. Record label signs a motherfucker with 13 bodies. Y'all didn't know that before y'all signed him? You goddamn lying. And if you didn't know it, that's fine. You ain't know he had 13 bodies, right? But when he had the first mixtape, and the shit was called 13 Bodies,
you never
and he did the 3 videos, and he did the 3 videos, and they all at different spots where the bodies was at.
Yeah.
And the cops is hitting y'all like, yo, man, we want them for questioning, but y'all put them on a private jet and just send them on a European tour. So y'all can get y'all money out of them. Because y'all don't care if he died dead or alive. Like, dead rappers sell music.
Tour, they out here investigating the shit out this nigga.
Peep this. Take the wackest rapper. Kill him. After you put out one whack-ass album. Make it a fucked up murder. Kill him. Make it all over TV. Oh, man, he got killed while making love to the dude, girl, nigga, while in the studio. Like, something just crazy, right? Think about how many you gonna get. He's going diamond,
the album diamond
off that one day. Because everybody that don't know, who is this nigga? I never heard of this nigga. You're going to download the shit, listen to it, whatever, or stream it. That don't matter to them. They don't care if you like, oh, that shit trash. Nope. But you want to know who suffered this violent, high-profile, horrific. And if you nip, you're going to gain a lot of fans. I hear people be like, damn, I wish I knew more about this nigga in music before he got killed. He got a lot of new fans in his death. But it still drove that market up where it's like people was like, yo, who is this dude, man? That's foul. In front of his own business, in his own neighborhood that he was giving back to? Who is this nigga? So they went and learned him. But that you still get the same attention if you whack. Like right now, if 1 million people dislike this video, thank you.
Yeah, we an algorithm.
Fuck you mean?
Popping.
That's what it's here for. It's a like and dislike.
Niggas gonna go look at it and see why some of you motherfuckers don't like what we say.
Like, that nigga got 1 million dislikes. What the fuck this nigga said?
On, nigga. Let's go look.
It's always gonna feed the beast. That's a scary system if you really break it down and think about it. That's a system with no OG and no little nigga. To break it down, the street terminology and cultural just hip hop slang. No OG, no little nigga. What happens? The hood go to shit. Ain't nobody to stop the fights. Ain't nobody to stop the beefs. Think about, nigga, what a OG could have did with YFN Lucci and Young Thug. Y'all beefing brung the feds to Atlanta.
Right.
And they about to eat, fam. Because guess where everybody getting money that look like us then went to?
Atlanta.
So even if you just on the phone hollering at somebody that's that dude that's from Minnesota that came out there to stand on his own 10 and get it, he don't mean to hurt nobody. He just getting it how he live, and he's doing positive things on the other side because he trying to get out of that. You done brung him down because he was servicing you.
You done put him a whole
and now y'all now. And it's the whole thing. They doing all that, and these ain't the real criminal entities. There's real street cartels and street shit going on where niggas is out here wrapping up bodies and strong-arming the city and the neighborhood and all that. But these rappers then put a red nose on their face and fell for the banana in the tailpipe. That's what they did.
Banana in the tailpipe, huh?
And that's no pause, nigga. They fell for the banana in the tailpipe. I wouldn't be surprised if some of these so-called record CEO labels and shit don't have contracts with the feds. And because you know about private prisons, they're contracted to have a certain population. We just coming off a pandemic where a lot of people weren't really committing crime because they couldn't.
Niggas in the house.
And who you gonna rob, nigga? Nobody got a job. Nobody's working.
Everybody's home.
Everybody home working, waiting on a little stimulus and whatever they got in the bank and all that type of shit. Very few people was working.
Right.
So, like, shit, it wasn't cracking. The streets got to eat, right? So now they just folding up Ricos.
Ooh, hold on. That was interesting what you just said. Kind of thinking about something. They kept the pipeline going.
Come on.
You know how? The government gave us PPP and EDD. Niggas going to jail over that now. They said, "Oh, okay.
That was another bait.
We'll get you niggas."
Hey, we talked about that, and I said to people, they can go check the back
You
joint.
niggas ain't committing your type of crime. Let's give you some white collar crime to type to.
Remember
right
what
now.
we said? Remember what we said, though? Remember what we said? I said, fam, if I know Trump and I know New York City hustlers, Trump is a New York City hustler, and you got to have a fall guy. All New York scams got a fall guy.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Whether the street level, they going to have you thinking
Somebody's
Shorty
taking
did
the
this,
fall.
but really he did it, and
Well,
or Shorty going to do this.
All the way top to the gate, to the
what
top dude. He's got the nigga. If everybody's locked up, the nigga under him got to take it there. It's just,
or what the mob used to do, like they send you on a hit, and then right after you hit him, Shorty come around and knock your head off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a double
cut
whammy.
loose
Like,
at
we
all ends right
all
now,
that,
yeah.
right? Well, when you look at the way they set it up, bro, they not going after. When I seen Kanye West and the Yeezy brand get $9 million and the Lakers get $20 million, and I'm looking at these billion-dollar entities get millions of dollars from the government, right?
Who don't really need it.
Don't really need it. Then I'm looking at the criteria, and I'm like, man, it's not really vetted. It's open. It's like a honor system. You know, it'd be like if they came to your job and put, you know, some refreshments and shit up in the work area, and they say, oh, everybody just take one. There's gonna be motherfuckers that look around their shoulder and swipe a couple, put some under their desk for later type shit. We just live there. That's why they be acting like that with condiments and drive-thrus now, because they did the math and was like, man, we giving these motherfuckers too much ketchup. These niggas don't need all that ketchup. These niggas got drawers full of ketchup and shit. Once they got onto that, nah, man. Y'all get two. You get two. You got to holler at a nigga for another ranch.
Hold on, you got 20-piece nugget? You get
bro.
barbecue sauce.
Right. They be rationing your shit out per dip. So it's just, I think that they got smart. This government in our country has never liked hip-hop music or any form of black music. What happens is the people become beloved and champion it so much that it overtakes the few bigoted, powerful people that wants to shut it down. Like, white supremacists they understand that you can't have a black rock star or movie star or star athlete and successfully preach white supremacy. There's a little white kid growing up in an all-white community, but he liked the Lakers. And guess who was on the Lakers killing it? Magic Johnson. And you know what, Dad? What I really want is a poster of my favorite point guard. One thing we all know, motherfuckers just say all they want about interracial marriage, crossing religious beliefs, economics. Don't marry him, he's poor. Oh, don't marry her, she's white. Don't marry him, he's black. But when the baby comes, a lot of times that shit go out the window. Man, that's my grandson. Bring him over here.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? That's my granddaughter. Oh, my God, look at the baby. He's so fucking cute. Like, birth of children do something to people. Even racist people, even sexist people. There's a lot of sexist-ass men that had 3 daughters.
Yep.
And was like, shit. Changed their whole game. Their whole outlook on life has changed because they didn't have 3 daughters. That first, they was trying to like, man, nah, fuck it, I'm just got to have a son. Then you realize, like, damn, if I have another kid, I might just have 4 daughters.
Like, keep going. It's going to be just daughter, daughter, daughter.
And those are your daughters, so you change your ideology, right?
Most of the time.
Well, most of the time, right? We're speaking to the people that evolve, right? Because of that, I'm just like, man, there's always a duality to everything. So there's a yin and a yang, my nigga. There's a negative evolution.
Right.
Look how much we talk about it, but they call us old hip-hop heads. When you be like, yo, they dumbing down this rap shit. Because when I listen to 6 straight songs on a playlist, on any kind of music form now, and I feel like, honestly, I feel like if I got in the studio with Jazz, you, a couple other my niggas that do music, and y'all coach me through it, I can make this song. Because it's that elementary. Like, I ain't even writing no double entendres or no bar. Like, nigga, they used to, you know, it was cool. I get it. Y'all niggas making money because y'all can do that. Nas deserved to get paid for his rap ability.
Right.
And they keep telling me, like, oh, well, you know, the labels, they won't sign them. They won't put them out if they don't rap about this. And I'm like, I get it. That's who they're pushing. But I'm not quite sure if that's true because I'm like, the top rappers are lyrical.
Nah, that's real. The top selling rappers are lyrical.
From Tyler, the Creator, to J. Cole, to Kendrick,
Jay-Z.
to Drake. I'm not even going to count Jay-Z and Kanye because they was out back then. I'm just talking about these young dudes that's still young and in they prime. Meek Mill, like you keep naming Wale. They not selling records.
Selling millions of albums.
Tory Lanez when he raps, nigga, like there's a lot
Travis
of
Scott.
motherfuckers. There's a lot of
Travis Scott's a platinum artist every fucking
There's a lot
song,
of motherfuckers
bro.
getting busy.
Kid Cudi.
And their whole style is based on a form of lyricism. And
Pusha T, because he's still relevant.
But I'm not talking just relevant. I'm talking about like these young.
Oh, young kids.
We know what Pusha do. But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Griselda, even though they're older guys, I put them in the young crop because they
in
came
the
out
young
now.
crop,
Like they came out of an anomaly. Like, oh, you can't do that no more and sell records. What?
Let's
you niggas
come
created
out
a
and
whole
sell
movement.
platinum, nigga.
Not only did they do that, and we not from the city.
Yeah, we're from Buffalo, nigga.
Nigga, fuck you. Hip hop versus everybody. Right. And it works. Bro, like, so now you see.
One of my favorites, nigga.
Right. But now you seeing all these battle rap niggas like, yo, we getting money now. Because guess what? Niggas that hear the radio and niggas that ain't really from this culture but is fans and is kind of like invested in this culture since child, they going to where the bars is at. And if I got to go watch these niggas spit in each other's face, nigga, I'm going to go get into that. At least that's some rap and some hip-hop shit. And I'm tired of niggas that only weigh 145 pounds with a kilo of Cuban link gold on talking about how they going to shoot me. You can only hear that shit so many times.
That's what battle rap is. Battle rap is super gun bars, nigga.
But
it's better lyrics put to it.
Stop. You said gun bars.
Well, yeah, it's better. It's way better formulated,
hey, bro,
for sure.
Pusha T and Jay-Z can cocaine flow me to death.
Oh, that's
fuck
real.
you mean?
Big too.
Right.
Big was still alive.
There's certain people that can
drug rap me.
I never get tired of hearing
nigga
Snoop talk about smoking tree.
Cause he does it in new ways.
So I'm just saying, like, there's creativity, a creative way
Rick
of doing
Ross
these
is
things.
the most uncreative rich person to me ever, nigga.
You think so?
Hell yeah, cause nigga, how many? Bruh, I can go to at least 5 songs probably off the top of my head right now where he rap about calamari and smoking weed.
But that's his stick.
Man, I'm cool with that off that shit though. You can't rich rap me to death, nigga. He can't. He don't got the bars for me, nigga.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I like when Rose get on this shit.
I don't.
I'm not a huge Rose fan, but I respect what he do on that bar, on that mic.
Them first couple albums, them Deeper Than Raps and shit. Them shits, nigga,
like,
in my shit right now, nigga. Or I'll play the whole album, nigga. Deeper Than Rap right now,
got
nigga.
some joints now,
Matter of fact, it's probably in my top 10. Let me verify. Just show you, I'm not a hater of him, nigga.
Oh, no, I'm not accusing you of that.
I'm about to show the people.
Music
nigga.
is made for to be subjective.
He's in my look right there. You can't. I don't know if you can see it, but right there, he in my top scrolls though. So if this is this is the top of my scroll right here, nigga. He's a couple little fingers down, nigga, to listen to that Deeper Than Rap. So, but it's like, I get it. You're rich. You're on wing sides. You go to basketball games, to courtside. Man, give me lyrics. Give me that early Rose, nigga. He could cocaine rap me to death. Cause he did, nigga, the way he rapped about serving coke and shit was
I ain't gonna lie,
good,
man,
nigga. Like it was bars in that shit, bro. Like he could cocaine flow me to death, and nigga.
But he's the only one in that lane that like of younger. Cause I'm still gonna call him somewhat a younger MC compared to like a Hove, but I mean.
Young cats can't cocaine flow me all day. I will skip out. He can be one of the newer cats. Is what I'm saying.
I guess I get what you're saying. I mean, I get what you're saying. I'm just trying to get how you got there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just surveying my opinion on your opinion.
I don't like the fucking everything is calamari and the best weed and on balconies and yachts and all that shit. Cool. Get it. I
guess now
what
I probably do
about?
you know, for lack of better terminology, perk up more when I hear when I hear him get into some more business type shit. It don't got to be cocaine flows. It could just be like, nigga, I flipped 100 Burger Kings or whatever, wing stops, that type of shit.
I flip Bitcoin to do this and do that.
Because you're right. After a while, nigga, I know you got nice shit.
Nigga, I bought stock in the clothes that I wear and I do.
I think I know where you coming from. You know why? Because when Hov do that, he be introducing shit to the culture. It be like, what the fuck is Rose? What the fuck is Ace of Spades?
It's shit that's black owned. It's shit that he either owns. It's shit that is relevant to the culture, nigga.
Well, it wasn't always that, but he's evolved to that.
Yeah. Because he found out that all the things that he thought that it wasn't for him. It was fuck black people and all this. And he was like, I'm gone, nigga. Fuck you, nigga.
And I'm sure Rose still probably took some of that and like applies it. But it hasn't probably not all the way bought into it. Like, he probably still shout out brands that he know probably don't fuck with us.
Right.
But
and Jay-Z will not.
Right.
Nigga, you ain't going to hear that on his song. If it is a brand he's shouting out, it's culturally for us, nigga. And it's owned by him, which is culturally for us, nigga. So, you feel what I'm saying? Like,
that shit crazy, man. Like,
when is the last time you heard Hov rap about his cars, his jewelry, any type of designer clothes he might have on? The jet that his wife bought him. The shit that we know he has. When do we even hear him rap about it? No, it's business deals. It's this.
He be rapping about
it's
shit
this
that
$100,000 painting I bought 10 years ago. That's $5 million now. It's this. I missed the chance to buy that shit in Dumbo. I'm a Dumbo for that, nigga. It's knowledge, nigga.
Well, no, yeah.
It's still talking about his
always
money.
dropped bars
it's
of knowledge,
still talking about money.
He's
but
gotten more like strictly focused on that now.
It's teaching us how to get money too. At the same time, and him stunting. He's not stunting his money. He's like, nigga, this is what you can do, and this is shit that I missed out on, nigga, that I should have did. That I have an extra $30 million right now for, nigga.
Yeah, he passed stunting with money, nigga. Like, we already know he got it.
That's what I'm saying. Rose needs, if he's gonna try that route, you gotta get past the money, my nigga.
Or just the surface level material shit.
Kanye is past the money, my nigga. He might rap about he'll rap about a designer clothing brand that he has a chairman of the board spot in, that he has getting money out of, nigga. He's one of the people that you ain't gonna get rich off him shouting you out no more.
Well, he
nigga.
on that same tree, so yeah, the knowledge is shared.
You know
I get it.
Like,
because the niggas say what they want. Meek does apply the knowledge that he's learned in the right places, because look at the relationships he's created.
Yep.
If you look at just his album sales and his record accomplishments, he shouldn't be hanging out with the billionaires he hang out with. But he's a person that definitely understands people and knew how to like build relationships in a room. Like, if you put me in a room with these billionaires, Hov, they gonna like me. They're gonna fuck with me. I'm gonna fuck with them. And I respect him because he's still Meek. Like, he still be, that ain't got into a fight with Travis Scott at a billionaire party. I know that's kind of ignorant. I shouldn't be championing that. But I respect the authenticity of it. Like, don't think that I'm not going to not act here or do something here that I wouldn't do, nigga, at the 40/40 club, or if I seen you at the nigga Sylvia's nigga chicken joint or something. Like, nah, I'm pulling up, nigga. If I said it was on site,
it's going with
these white billionaires ain't going to save you, buddy. Right. If anything, it's more lit, because they ain't even expecting this, nigga. They security way over there eating hors d'oeuvres or some shit, nigga. Like,
you know what kills me about talking about like security, to double back on something we talked about earlier real quick, is why is there more security at dispensaries than there is at schools?
Okay, yeah, let me just say this. Let's scratch this. This was good. We do gotta talk about that. Fam.
We go to Reef, nigga. The niggas that take our IDs, there's 3 of them strapped.
Some of them got semis.
Right.
Hey, bro, if you ever been to like,
you gotta buzz in to get to the next spot in some of these places just to get to go buy weed. You gotta go through 2 doors. But motherfuckers can walk in a school with an assault rifle and just start letting off, my nigga. Not at all schools, because in Detroit and New York, you can't do that shit.
And that comes from this was
but
crazy.
It's happened. That's why
ironically,
it's like that.
Due to like systemic issues, black urban schools have been protected from this.
Yep.
For the most part, because shit, I remember when I was a young buck, like back on those side of the countries, like just talking to friends and family members, like niggas like going to the airport to go into school. Security system, like you going through metal detectors. You can only wear clear backpacks. Mm-hmm. You can't wear, like, you taking your shoes off, your belt buckle, all that just to go to fucking homeroom, nigga. So now the likelihood of that, like, that shit's crazy, bro. This school.
I feel like if you got school police, every school should have 2 armed guards, nigga. Semis.
Bro, this dude clapped his grandmother
before going to the school
and then went to the school.
and killed 19 kids and 2 adults.
See, I was gonna say something about gaming, and I like gaming culture got to get this just the way music and everybody else, every other form of art gets it. I know a lot of adults that play shooting games. They're adults, but do we have the data on what that does to a young child? Now, a lot of people be like, "I don't let my kid play." We're not talking about you.
Shit, I don't know. I let Jalen play Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty and all that shit, and that nigga don't.
Well,
I mean, we'll see how it goes, but nigga,
I'm just saying. But like,
he don't have no evil bone in him though.
I get all that, but what I'm saying, let me land my plane, because what I'm saying is psychologically, there are people like the terrorist attack in Buffalo. He live streamed it to replicate the game, like, and it looked like the game. And that shit, that shit's on black sites all around the country. Nigga, like, motherfuckers love watching that shit. There's a lot of food for the anti-black hate. If you want to see black people slaughtered, you can go see $1 million black people killed and shot down like they were nothing, and damn near HD. I just wonder what the world would do if we seen Justin Timberlake get his noodles blown out. Like, what person has to get killed in a vicious way? That's what lets me know the whole gun craze of America, it's politicized and racialized in a lot of ways, but it really ain't about none of that. It's out of fear and anxiety. Like, what's going to happen if we don't got no guns?
There has to be better gun control.
But there has to be gun. See, when you say even with gun control, I think that like other politicians that on our take, they can use that term and be like, "Oh, see, Doc Ock, he wants gun control. He wants to come get your guns," and it's not even that. It's just like,
I want it to be
you
harder.
don't need a 30.
I want it to be harder for somebody that's 19 fucking years old to have. It needs more than just his ID to go to acquire any type of weapon. I don't give fuck. I'm taking assault rifle. Any type of weapon that could kill another human being.
Well, what if fuck a age? Nigga, to get a gun to where all you got to do is squeeze the hammer, you can shoot and murder and mangle 19 to 20 people within a blink of an eye.
Yep.
You're not in combat. You're not, justify why in an urban society
you needed that gun.
you need that. Because motherfuckers are saying that you can't have a few brews and get in the car and drive down the street. That's illegal. Why would you? Why would it be legal for anybody to be able to go in the gun store, get an extendo clip? They keep saying like I've seen rappers and black athletes and all kind of niggas in the hood. Oh well, damn, why he get those extra 5 years? He had a bulletproof vest. He had a clip. He had a pump, or he had he had a switch.
He had a drum on that motherfucker.
So you seeing these motherfuckers come through? This nigga got all the motherfucking army. Shit, nigga, all the they always be having all the armor. So when this kid ordered a Kevlar fucking outfit,
how does that not trigger some type of NSA or FBI?
But you telling me that Gunna nigga it might be doing a life in prison because he was in a rap video
with somebody that did
with some motherfuckers that did some crime, nigga, and is in a gang? I just land my plane with that. Like,
here's the problem: they don't protect black people and they don't protect children. They never have, bro.
They don't protect old people in this country either.
They don't, and it's fucked up.
And we don't protect the poor.
We've seen
because
so
poor
many
people
times.
Get the aftermath of this
We've
shit.
seen so many times kids get no justice from the fact of like how many moms we've seen drive their kids into the water, drown their kids, and all this shit, and they're out in 10 years off of some medical fucking thing or some shit like that.
You know what,
no
though?
justice for kids, my nigga.
Yeah, but that shit's kind of twisted because, hey man, I think most men will do themselves a service if they study postpartum. And I'll say that. There's a lot of women that's fouled and killed their kids, and
But I'm
you're
just
right.
talking about them not having any protection. It's not the. I don't give a fuck anything about I get it. Okay, let me not jump all the way off.
That's way
the point.
crazy.
But it's just like, come on.
Come on, what?
I can't jack that.
What do you know about it?
I'm just not jacking that I got such postpartum depression to kill my fucking kids. I've lost a fucking child. That's the worst fucking feeling in my life.
I know, nigga.
Nigga.
I was there with you, and I can't feel that pain for you. But nigga, I know what you went through. I'm just telling you. But do you feel like you? I don't even know if men can. I don't even know if men can have postpartum. right? Because men don't physically birth children.
Then maybe some of these women need psych evaluations before they get pregnant and have kids.
Or maybe they need access to psych evaluations after they have children. But that goes back to the neglect of poor people. You know what I'm saying? And now you're talking about economic.
I'm just not jacking. I heard voices that told me to drown my children.
I wouldn't jack that either. But that's not what I said. That's not what I brought up at all. So like that's something that you bringing up. What I'm talking about is postpartum.
Who did it? Who drove her?
I'm not talking
like
about, but just respond to what I said because I was talking about the overall. Like most men have the slightest clue of postpartum.
I have no clue.
Exactly. So there's a lot of women that'll be triggered when they hear you speak. Because
I know PTSD because I'm black, but I don't know how.
Okay, well that's what I'm saying. And look at how your white friends and non-black friends look at you when you say that.
Right.
Look how they say that. They'll start bringing up LeBron James and Jay-Z. What are you talking about, bro? Like they sound fucking like idiots when you bring that up and they shit on it. So all I'm saying, that's why I started my shit with saying I wasn't even going that way. I was just like, yo, I think most men will do themselves a service, maybe women a service, I guess. Like, but if most men took the time to like actually look into like what postpartum is and does, and the reason why I said that is because I had this conversation, and I went back, did a little research on some shit. Was watching some videos about some shit and was like, damn, that's nuts. Went back, had this conversation with the same person, and they was like, yeah, it gets deep. They going in it, we having just a regular conversation. I stopped before the conversation ended and went just to what you said. I was like, hey, yo, that's crazy. So that mean like some of them women that like did weird shit, like got in the car with their kids or drove their kids like some of that shit was postpartum probably. And she looked at me and was just like, very possible. And I was like, and I thought to myself, like, damn, that's probably why some of them don't be getting crazy ass sentences. That's science. That's proven.
I get it. Just that.
You know what I'm saying?
From a parent standpoint, I got no love for any of that.
Nobody should. It's a terrible situation.
So postpartum, as much as I want to sympathize with it.
Well, you just said you don't know nothing about it, so you can't sympathize.
Yeah, killing your kids because you have postpartum depression. That's crazy. And how? Hold on. Let's talk about. So how is it postpartum depression if you got multiple kids already?
Well, I don't want to talk about postpartum depression. I don't want to go into this because you just said you know nothing about postpartum depression. I'm not qualified to sit here and teach you about it.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you one question, and then you can say yes or no. Do you think Well, we can just end it at a yes or no. I mean, we don't have to.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Is it postpartum depression when you have 4 kids, and all of a sudden 4 kids? One's probably like 5 at this time. You decide to join them all.
From my understanding of postpartum depression, that has nothing to do with any of it. You can have 100 kids, and on the 100th kid,
but I'm saying no. Some of these kids were already 5. There was no babies involved.
Listen to what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. From what I read, it does not matter how many kids you have, or the age. Like I don't know if there's an age. If you don't get help or they don't fix it within themselves, they probably don't fix it.
I stand on this like I stand on insanity, please, nigga. You do it, get all time deserved.
You can have that. You can say that. I mean, but just respectfully, nigga, like what am I supposed to do with that, nigga? That's just what you say. I get it.
That's just my opinion, dog.
Yeah, but you just admitted that you're making an opinion about something that you openly said you know nothing about.
I'm just saying, it's just the same thing.
I would be interested in seeing what your opinion was if you did a little bit more research on it.
I don't know.
Maybe you'll come back and be like, I might be a little off on it.
I don't know what the thought process of somebody killing themselves is either. But I don't jack that either. I don't respect that either. Yeah.
Me too. And how do you feel about that? Do you feel like, oh, fuck everybody that kill themselves, nigga? Cause
I feel like you left behind 2 kids and
don't personalize it. I'm not personalizing it with you. I'm talking about the overall act of suicide. Do you think that a person that does suicide, fuck everybody that do suicide?
I think it's hella selfish, yeah. I think it's a selfish-ass act,
right?
And it shouldn't be done.
Okay, well, that's your opinion.
You're out of pain. I get that. But you've caused pain all around you.
Not always.
Well, majority of the time. The person that I know.
That's what I said. Don't personalize it. Let's not
you asked
personalize
if I knew somebody.
But then I also, just because I wanted to see who I was talking to about, I wanted to make sure you at least
knew
somebody.
People who have killed
exactly,
themselves,
and so do I. So what I'm saying is, it's not the same. So then you should know it's not the same. It's not a blanket statement. I know motherfuckers that have killed themselves to save lives.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. They've killed themselves to save their fucking life and their family. So is that a selfish act? Or is that
That's an anomaly, my nigga.
No, it's really not, though.
That's a whole. You talking about somebody killing themselves for the savior of their family and shit? That's not something that.
Based on your experience. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't want to personalize things with you. Because you take your personal life.
If we look at the whole spectrum of suicide,
you can't personalize it.
I guarantee the fucking percentage of somebody doing
How do you
it
guarantee
in
that?
Selflessness.
Let's look it up.
And somebody killing himself, that's probably not even a statistic.
So that's why I don't want to argue with you, nigga. Something that's your opinion.
If they bundle
based on your thoughts and just your feelings.
However many in the last 10 years, the fucking suicides in America, and you look at circumstances of this dude might have killed themselves because allegedly Aaron Hernandez did that.
No, that's not the same. But go ahead. You know, like
Aaron Hernandez killed
so we're not personalizing it. Go
killed
ahead.
himself to make
you
sure his daughter
insurance?
was set and all
You're talking
that
about
shit.
money.
So
that's two totally different things. Hey, bro, and if your imagination can't fathom what I'm saying, let's just let it go. Be blessed that you can't, because that means you definitely have never experienced that. You don't know nobody that's experienced that.
But you don't get to personalize.
But you don't get to just say, see, now you putting words in my mouth. I never said it was the majority, but you said it was like, nigga, what did you? An anomaly.
It's probably
I
out
won't
of
stand there either.
100 of it times.
But these are all off of numbers.
0.2% of it.
Fam, these are all off numbers that's just in Dre's head, though. That's what I was saying. I just don't want to get into an argument with made up ass numbers and statistics. That's all.
In my opinion,
I wasn't even trying to go down that rabbit hole. I'm not trying to change your opinion. All I'm saying is, again, I don't want to go repeat the conversation and go into a deep conversation with you about it, because before you told me that you know nothing about it.
But I'm still not gonna. I'm not respecting you killing your kids. I'm not respecting.
That's a whole nother conversation.
For you to kill your children.
That's a whole nother conversation. I get that. Why would you?
So I'm just not.
Nigga, I'm not. You're saying that as if I'm out here waving a flag like, oh no. There's reasons. Well, you're saying it like there's being an argument presented to you that there's a reason to kill a kid. There's never that argument was never presented, fam. That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm just talking about niggas getting less sentence than they deserve because if they prove it's postpartum depression or any of that.
But that's what I'm saying. We can't have that conversation further, because if you did, let's say we took a break and you took like 30 minutes to read up, do some shit, right? I'm just saying you might come back in here and be like, oh, I get why that person got 15 years versus 50 to life,
okay,
nigga,
so
versus a motherfucking hold on, let me finish what I'm saying. Versus a person that just got mad and drunk one night and their kid broke something and they always beat their kid, but this time they went overboard and killed them. That I just think it's different.
Okay,
but I mean,
let's put a man.
I'm not rooting for either one of them.
Let's put a man in that position. I mean, of course, he doesn't have postpartum depression because that don't exist for us, or at least
I don't know. That's why I was asking.
It's not documented, or it might be.
I don't know.
We just don't.
I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
So say like the man's so stressed, single father or whatever, right? Say he don't have a mom. He gets so stressed, whatever. He's never beat his kid, anything like that.
Okay.
Ends up killing his child over a super stressful moment.
Okay.
Or maybe he had thoughts in his head, things like that. Do you think they're going to give him the same as they're going to give a woman in that situation?
Can I answer the question?
Yeah.
Can I answer the question without you interrupting me?
Yeah. Do you think he's going to get the same?
Let me answer the question. He didn't physically birth this child. I don't know if postpartum is not a direct thing from your body pushing out another life and creating another life in your body. I think postpartum is from that. So in his situation, because he's a male in this situation, and he didn't fucking fertilize he didn't create nothing in his stomach, right? His body don't change. He didn't go through all that. He got a nut off. So yes, he's equally important in that child's life. But in this situation,
no, I took postpartum out of it.
No, in this situation, well, dog.
I'm just saying.
So
stressed, if somebody's having mental issues, he's a single father, ends up killing his kid.
But hold on.
Some of these women get off mental technicalities.
We're not because dog, just stay at one place. Because if we're talking about mental issues are real. Yeah. They're documented. It's science behind it. You can't. Mental people aren't held to the same culpability is clinically sane people.
Okay, wait.
So therefore, to answer your question, if he's mentally ill and he does something that causes his child death, then yes, he probably doesn't deserve the same lengthy sentence that a culpable person would. To answer your question,
exact story I'm going off of.
Please do.
So a woman in Texas drowned her 4 children because she was hearing voices in her head to do so. Even chased one of them down to get them back to the house to drown them.
I think I remember hearing about that.
Had no previous cases of craziness or anything. What I'm saying, it was not documented that she was crazy any time before.
Can I ask you a question before?
Yeah.
When a person has mental illnesses or mental breakdowns, when do you think they're documented? This is a person that just worked with people in this field. When do you think it's documented?
You're talking about people your analogy was if he had documented cases of already having issues and shit, he would get the same treatment.
No, that was your analogy. I answered what you asked me.
But I'm giving you the exact situation to now answer this exact question I'm asking you.
No, listen to me.
In the same situation, do you think that man, by telling a jury and everything else that he was hearing voices?
So wait, stop. Are you making this a male versus female parenting issue? Because you keep doing that versus arguing. Clinically insane is clinically insane whether you're a female, whether you're a male. If you're clinically insane and you're proven mentally incompetent and you do something that harms somebody, no, I don't necessarily think you probably will get, based on our laws of the land, you're not getting the same sentence as a person that was mentally culpable and did that. That's why gangbangers that get in the car and decide they're going to go shoot at Tyrone them and shoot Miss Johnson and little baby Shaniqua instead, they get harsher sentences because they're not proven to be mentally insane. You were very keen and aware of what you did. You were just, reckless, right? And you didn't care. So that makes you culpable of everybody that got hurt. A kid, for lack of no jokes or nothing, a kid that has been documented of mentally issues from birth, they're gonna get a way easier in terms of lighter sentence. Now, what we're talking about mental insanity, it don't always show up at birth. Most people that have schizophrenia, it doesn't rear its head between like the ages of like 19 and 37 or some stupid shit like that. Like you could be grown with a college degree, playing in the NFL, being a lawyer, being whatever, and then have a mental break and do some crazy shit. There's ways that they can clinically prove that, and then there's sometimes that they can't. That's all I'm saying. Like I'm not saying that this is just the law. I'm talking about just based on the law. My personal opinion, if you kill a kid, even if you're mentally insane, I just think that you probably need to be up out of here.
So that's all I'm asking.
But that's not what we were talking about. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my personal opinion don't mean shit because it don't matter. I got a personal opinion on it, though. Yeah, I don't give a fuck for nobody. Nigga, anybody that knows me know that. They don't give a fuck about nobody that hurt a kid, even if it's their own. So that's just me. You know what I'm saying? But in the laws of the land, the world that we live in, based on those examples you gave me and based on just other real life shit, that's not how it works. That's why this kid, they already trying to call this little white terrorist mentally insane, and they're already trying to bring up what did he watch? Did it have him, temporarily like? I'm not talking about the school shooter. I'm talking about the motherfucking terrorist attack that happened in Buffalo that I'm not gonna let people just brush over like it's just another day. Right. Shit. It's almost like little kids in this country get gunned down every day. It's a problem.
Was this a conspiracy to fucking cover up the Buffalo shooting? So
nah, I'm not going that way. I'm not going to be like your boy. What's his name? What's that nigga name? The conspiracy dude got his channel hit doing that Sandy Hook shit. This nigga was running around telling the world Sandy Hook was a bunch of paid actresses and those little kids, that wasn't real. And I just thought to myself, like, dog, that's actors and shit. Yeah, like anybody that believes that is a fucking idiot. Like, but okay, that's the world we in right now. Nobody wants to actually do no research, and all it takes is for a little quick research to see those parents, look at some of those funeral services and memorials, and tell me that shit was fake.
No. I don't mean that was fake shooting. Did they send this motherfucker to shoot a fucking school?
I'm not talking about what you said. I'm talking about what people were saying. I can't think of his name, man. I can't think of his name. He be on Joe Rogan a lot too.
The conspiracy guy. I think I know what you're talking about.
He offered the motherfuckers like a $12 million settlement. They was like, man, nah. We see you in court. They're about to come after all his shit. Yeah, the families. Yeah, for like 5 years, you've been telling the world. There's millions of people that believe Sandy Hook was a hoax because of this nigga. because of him.
That's bad.
And other Fox, conservative, and other like Fox conservative like commentators have pushed it lightly too, based on it. Yeah, man, all y'all motherfuckers is foul for what y'all doing. Y'all know that the media. That's what I'm saying. It plays a big part. How do you have YouTubers with foreign accents that can tell you about the rolling 60s beef with the A-Trade blood? Like, come on, bro. I don't even want to hear that from you.
They don't know what rolling 60s.
Hey, and if you was from this culture, you would know that you getting people hurt by saying this. Yeah. But the thing is, they don't give a fuck. You think Ack didn't give a fuck about what anybody dropping dead in Chicago? That ain't Jamaica. That ain't his family. That ain't where he from. Like, hey, y'all niggas kill each other. I'm going to just get hot now. Now nigga labels consult with him. You know what I'm saying? Look at that ride. Look at how they'll just give you a spot in this little hustle of theirs.
Yeah, Ack's hella boozy.
Ack the man for what he built. Building his platform, staying true to himself. I'm not even shit. I don't even like hold Ack accountable for that. I'm just talking about a natural act. I just want our culture to know, man, FBA people around the world, do you think that you can move to any other nation and move that way?
See, we get shit like this when we get too inclusive in the culture.
What are you showing me?
It's a rapper white rapper for
It's a what?
It's a white rapper from Reno. See, this is what happens when we get too inclusive. We get shit like this.
What do you mean? What's she doing, like karaoke?
No, that's her song.
Get that shit on my face, bro. Come on, bro. I'm in the middle of a podcast, nigga. I'm trying to make a point, nigga. You gonna show me that? What are you doing? Oh, shit. What we doing, bro? Like, you just fucked up my whole train of thought.
Culture vulture shit, bro.
It don't even matter. Like, nigga, there's white girls that can rap.
Terrible.
But I'm just saying, like, we don't gotta entertain nigga everything. That's
what I mean. Like,
I'm just saying, bro. Like, I remember. Just look at what K. Michelle and Beyonce went through trying to do country songs.
Right.
So you talking about motherfucking Beyonce? Go ask a black country artist or shit. I don't know. What's another spot that's just okay? Go. This is what people gotta understand, bro. What did you?
My phone wasn't closed.
You alright?
Nigga, my phone wasn't closed. I had it in my lab. I thought it was closed.
Oh, you still gonna get these jokes, my nigga? Hold on, nigga. Don't get you off the spotlight.
I know. I heard your phone earlier too.
You didn't take your opportunity, my nigga. Hey, my nigga, you didn't take your opportunity.
Fuck you.
I got my shit over there real quick, nigga. Like, oh shit.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying. Like, what you doing? You good? All right, we good now, nigga.
Oh,
but damn, nigga, I see fucking with you, man. I lost what I was about to say. It wasn't that important. This nigga Tariq, man. I heard him on a Fox Soul on the way over here. I listened to it. It's a little 30-minute clip. I'm going to send it to you because just for shits and giggles, you should hear it. They got this. Man, they got two black immigrant descendants, and then they have like two black foundational black Americans in not like really a debate, but more like a forum about immigration. Right, and it gets deep, bro, because it makes it a hateful. They got it set up to where it's like if you had this conversation, it's easy to sound like you hating on immigrants or you're hating on black immigrants, and I'm just like, nigga, I'm never hating on anybody black. You know what I'm saying? But tribalism is to be respected,
right? And
if it's to be respected with anybody else, it's gonna be respected with my people as well. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all get to be Africans and fucking Haitian, and y'all get to have that shit. We get ours.
Yeah, bro. Like, ain't nothing wrong with being an FBA person. Like, and the world has taken a liking to our culture, but they're gonna acknowledge it.
Right.
If I'm around, like, right. I know what my ancestors and what my people built and created in this country. So, like, the motherfucker ain't even enjoyed a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without paying homage to FBA. You ain't stopped at a traffic light and not
air
paid
conditioning,
homage. This is all
ice
type
cream,
of shit,
nigga. Like,
how about this cotton T-shirt?
Anything that keeps you cool usually got something to do with us, because nigga, we don't like to be mad hot. Like,
so I'm just saying. Hey, you know what's funny?
Once we found out there was a way to cool us down, nigga.
Hey, when I learned that shit, I remember laughing because I was like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I could see one of my ancestors like trying to figure out how to cool shit off, nigga, because it's too hot.
Motherfucker out here,
Yeah,
nigga.
but niggas don't do that heat like that, bro.
Right, bro. Like, even though
Our
we
tribe
from it, yeah,
don't.
our tribe, right.
Other tribes like nigga, shit ain't hot.
This nigga's 100 degrees.
Yeah,
nigga. I'm
bro,
from
like,
127.
right,
Nigga,
yeah,
in the
we
shade,
not-
Nigga.
Nah,
We
we
used to
not.
go running
We
in
not
this.
doing that
we,
like
used to,
that.
we used to play soccer in this. Nigga,
Yeah, we not doing
with
that.
the sand, nigga.
Our shit is a little different, my nigga.
Yeah, like motherfuckers who be in like Afghanistan and shit. Oh,
we
that
can handle.
heat's
We can
different.
handle the brick a little bit different too.
Oh
though.
yeah, they can't handle the brick.
See, we
Oh.
get timmed up. We cooling the brick. You know what I'm saying? But that it's just.
Hey, the nigga
Ain't nothing
homie
wrong with
Rob
cultural
nigga said there was like
identity.
in Qatar where he was at for a minute. It was like 131 one day.
Bro, I don't know what to do with that. The fuck you mean? Bro, you can't even talk to me if it's 131 degrees. Like, you gonna see, nigga, this summer.
I'm not-
Niggas be like, bro, I
I'm
don't get
not
this.
going nowhere. Somebody, hey, you got to go across town to pick this. I'm not getting in my car. Fuck are
Fam,
you
I'm
talking about?
definitely not leaving the house.
You know how hot my car is, nigga? Your car is at least 230.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I didn't even know humans could live in shit like that.
Nigga, Death Valley gets that high.
Bro, that shit crazy, dog.
But most of Death Valley is like inhabitable. You ain't supposed to live there. It's so hot.
Yeah, I know. I've been through there. It's a town, though.
No, it is a paradise
Hey, bro,
or some shit is what it's called.
I remember we went through there. We was on tour, nigga. We went through there and like, I remember it was so fucking hot. Like, dog, we just stopped when we get in. When you hit that spot, you like, niggas is like, bro,
That heat hit.
turn
it
the AC
hits.
up.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's up.
It's all the way
We're
up.
in Death Valley. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, what the fuck? Like, nigga, it's hot.
It's 130.
Can't roll the window down.
126 outside.
Be the worst,
nigga.
bro. So,
Straight blow dryer.
so dog, like, we stop at this store.
Oh, y'all gotta get out.
Right.
Insta sweat.
Man, we kind of like walking. You can like see the fucking heat waves, nigga. You can see them
Like liquid on the
fuck
ground,
is going
nigga.
on?
Yeah.
like a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we go in the store, well, these motherfuckers chilling.
Ain't nothing to
Hey,
that.
bro, I seen a nigga with a fucking
Hoodie and
flannel
Parker.
pull up,
Oh,
nigga.
hell
But
no.
like he working outside on some shit. Like he's like, and I remember I said, I was like, yo, this might be the hottest shit I've ever been in. Like, it's so hot. Like I'm just standing. We killing, like, we had the little machine, nigga, getting drinks, and she was just like, oh, sweetie. She's like, hey, it hasn't even started getting hot yet. Nigga, I looked at her.
I'm moving still.
No, I said, I just like, why you live here? I'm looking around, like, there's other small towns. Like, if you want to be in a small town where ain't a lot of shit at, there's a million places you can live in. You don't got to go through this, nigga. But I thought about it. If she goes to, like, Chicago in the winter,
She gonna die.
she might die.
Yeah.
Nigga, like,
She's built for extreme heat.
that's crazy, dog. I just, it's crazy to
80
me, man.
degrees
Like,
to them is cold.
that was always, like,
Imagine that.
crazy to
80
me.
degrees to them.
they probably
It's
freezing.
sweaters and shit. They
Yeah,
probably got
bro.
Timbs and shit on it. 80 degree. 60s brick.
But it wasn't like, this is the thing that fucked me up. Like, but it was like a pale-ass older white lady. She wasn't like, it was like the sun wasn't fucking with
It's
her like
because,
that. Like,
nigga, they go from one AC to the other there. Nigga, you had no choice. You have to, nigga, they ain't
but
no
when
walking.
it's that hot, though, in the way it is, you just be thinking, bro, it ain't like shit is
Imagine
just
this.
close to each other.
Imagine this. What if you ain't had no car
That's what I'm saying.
and had no food at the house? You had to go to the store. You had to make that walk.
Somebody out there doing that.
Nigga, I'm not. I'm moving. Akeem, I'm coming stay on your couch for a minute till I get on my feet. Nigga, it's just wild out here.
Yeah, bro, that shit crazy, dog. Like, it's so hot.
Arizona be 127, nigga.
Oh,
Phoenix.
127, nigga. Arizona mimics like Vegas, Phoenix.
Phoenix is hotter.
No, it's not.
Nigga.
Actually, yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
Phoenix ain't no fucking.
Arizona is hotter because I remember one time I got in high school. I got this shit from Arizona State, and they were sending me like flip flops with it, like it was like an image of a foot and a flip flop for each month. And I remember like, what is that? I remember my high school coach was like, oh, they just trying to let you know that you can wear flip flops every year, every day, every month of the year there.
Nigga, last year they had 22 days of 110 degree weather.
Of 110?
104 days.
ain't
Hold
nothing.
on, listen. 53 days of 115. 10 days of 120. Nigga, Phoenix is different.
But is that Phoenix or Arizona?
No, I'm talking Phoenix specifically, not the state. I'm talking city to city. Phoenix specifically is the hottest in Arizona.
Damn. I stand corrected. I don't think we don't see 120s.
10 days straight.
They let them bust a 120 out here, nigga. I'm leaving. I'm out of here, bro. They doing too much.
120 for 10 days straight,
I did
nigga.
not sign up for that.
115 for 55 days
hey, but
straight.
bro, I ain't gonna lie. We done had a nice run of 115s, nigga. We done had 115, 170s for about shit close.
55 days.
Close.
I'm not doing 120 for
Close.
10 days, nigga. That's 10 days. I ain't doing shit. I hope I stocked all the way up on my weed.
Somebody died. I'm not trying to be funny, but like somebody didn't make that.
Somebody died.
Cause I remember
nigga,
like
it was so hot before I moved here, the summer before I moved here, it was 127 degrees in Phoenix, nigga. It was so hot there was trash cans melting to the ground, nigga.
Man,
I want no part of anywhere that's that hot.
I remember when I was younger, I remember watching the news and shit. It was a heat wave in Chicago.
Oh,
nah. It got like 106 or some shit like that.
And they infrastructure can't handle it.
Niggas was dying like it was nothing. Like people were dying.
It's just like Texas when it got too cold. Your infrastructure, some places.
But it snows in Texas though.
Not to that degree. They had blizzards and like a whole like eye of the storm cold that fucked their infrastructure up and was breaking pipes, and they'd never seen nothing like this.
Oh, see, a lot of that is because of infrastructure, because it came out that, you know, motherfuckers that was fighting for the infrastructure and getting that built up, you know. A lot of these motherfucking politicians is sold out to corporations and foreign nations. So they don't care about spending the money to, like, rebuild the country.
This was in Phoenix the day I was telling you about.
Oh, bro, what the fuck is they doing?
Melted the fan's hot, nigga. The fan's hot. I got nothing for you today. The fan's sweating, nigga. If I come outside and my motherfucking trash can's melting, I'm moving. We've been here long, nigga. It's too hot.
Yeah, bro, I ain't gonna lie.
It's too hot.
I've always said to myself, why don't they have a mat? And people used to laugh at me, especially here in Vegas, right? Especially here when I'm in Vegas, niggas used to laugh at me, bro. Like, oh, you can't do that. It's Vegas. And they got, you know, they believe the hype. But meanwhile, if you look at the suburbs, nigga, out here, it's trees everywhere in the suburbs out here.
It's Arizona. Just
it's trees.
Cool.
It's trees everywhere. You go to all the new housing developments. You go to where all the, mansions and shit is. They didn't put in man-made lakes and shit in these housing areas. Bro, when you go over to some of those areas, bro, like, it don't even feel like you're in the same city. And then you get back on, like, in the north or somewhere else, and you're like, what the fuck? Oh, is that hot today? I was working up there. I didn't even know it was this hot. I had a breeze and all that.
Nigga.
They should do a massive tree planting.
Right.
And all through southern Nevada. Nigga, like, I'm talking about just make this shit look like Jersey,
all
nigga.
that shit that's over there
There's
just
trees,
nigga.
We need all that.
Nigga, they showed the day of Arizona when it was 128. They just showed the sky. It looked like what hell looked like, nigga. It just looked.
What you mean?
It just looked hot. It looked, you know, you look and you can tell it's kind of breezy and shit. You know, Vegas tricks you like that. It was worse, nigga. It just looked like you would melt going outside looking at this picture, nigga.
All right, no, bro.
It just looked,
and you gotta understand, Arizona has a different type of desert. It has like a sand desert.
Yeah.
So that shit probably like propels the heat different, nigga, and all that. Cause trust me, bro, like being a shorty, like especially when I lived in Vegas before I moved to Reno when I was younger, like we be walking through shit. A lot of this shit you see now was desert, nigga. Like. Well, that's one thing kids did out here. We be in the desert, nigga, all kind of little shit going on. Like, you know what I mean? Riding our bikes, having little meetup spots and shit. Like, we was desert babies, nigga. We was out in the streets in the desert.
Oh, no, I can't do that.
And, like,
that shit as an adult.
And so, like, now, like, you could feel it. Same thing with the blacktop. I remember being a kid playing basketball and shit like that out here. Like, you would, like, be running down the corridor, you'll stop, and you could feel the fucking shit melty, like, oh,
your
shit.
shoes is sticking
like, nigga, this shit is kind of like, not, it wouldn't like quite stick, but it'd be like one level to stick. So you could just feel it. Like, you know, you like feel it. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah,
nigga? Like,
you can feel the
nigga,
springiness and the asphalt. Yeah.
Or it just always felt like our blacktop on our playground had just got done. You get what I'm trying to say? Like when it's fresh and brand new and it be like soft and tarry kind of. it never would get past that stage because it would just stay like that.
It's always too hot to set.
Yeah, bro. Like
set till the winter time.
And then I remember, teacher was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go out today." And nigga, she cooked the egg and shit. I was like, "Oh, that's crazy, bro."
I saw a
crazy.
nigga into a fight when I moved out here when I was like 15. Nigga fell on the ground together. Nigga whole just burned, 3rd degree. Nigga took the skin. He had a tank top on.
Yeah, it ain't
was
worth
like
it.
115 outside that day, nigga. So I imagine the fucking pavement was like 170, 180, 200, and it was newer asphalt. So it was that good dark black that's
crazy.
really bringing the heat in.
That reminded me of my Uncle Q's gym in the Northtown gym. We used to, dog, he used to play in the league, so he had it sponsored by the NBA, like, I think Reebok or something like that. They was doing some new shit where they had, like, invented carpet gyms. It was a carpeted court. There's still some left, but the whole gym was carpeted. It's weird when you hear it, like when you say that, but it was a special type of, it was carpet, but they had made it for that. So, like, it was padding under there, and the thing was, in youth sports, it was supposedly gonna save
your knees,
and your body and shit, right? So we hated it at first, cause we remember when it was a gym, and then it was like, yo, this shit carpet, but it was kind of crazy because it was like, nigga, you forget that you even playing on carpet, but like slipping and shit like that just wasn't a real issue until you did, and then you realize, oh shit. I used to think floor burns was the worst.
Until you get a rug burn, all the
rug burns are way worse.
Nigga,
I done seen niggas whole shit look like that and like slid on a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? Like
stop doing those.
Nigga shit cut like, but it made you real like deliverant, nigga. Like nigga, like, let me get.
Make sure you get your step all the way.
And I remember I moved to Reno and went to the Boys and Girls Club. And I was like, oh damn, that's crazy. They don't got carpet. And I remember somebody looked at me and was like, in the gym. I was like, yeah, the one in Northtown, man, in Vegas. My uncle used to run it like it's carpet gym. And some niggas didn't even believe me. Nigga, like, to this day, they probably thought I was lying. I was dead ass serious, nigga. Like, no cap. But, yeah, man. It's 12:03. We'll wrap it up. You gotta go get low, man.
I spent another episode of the Always
Talking Shit Show.
Peace
and love. It's your boy Akeem Magic.
We out.
New Always Talking Shit Show.
Thanks for pulling up, man.